All right, so we're back with another video. The night Osama Bin Laden was killed, May 1st, 2011. I never watch this stuff normally, ever. Usually it pisses me off, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. But I'm interested in watching it, and I'm always going to keep it real with you guys on this channel. I make this channel for nothing other than entertainment, education, and being a patriot. So if you guys enjoy these videos, if you watch any of the previous videos that I've done, please subscribe and leave a like, comment, whatever. Tell me what to watch next. I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm always going to give you my real reaction. So let's get into it.
Between the Mets and the Phillies, the ballpark was full. It was a really lively atmosphere, but you know, at the time I just thought I was sitting down to do a regular baseball game.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And I don't know how to describe that when you don't know what's going on, but you know it's special.
The afternoon was spent on pins and needles.
God damn, look at that rack.
I wasn't watching sports that night.
Ribbon rack.
Another packed house here at Citizens Bank Park, and an awfully nice night for a ball game here in Philadelphia. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies, Sunday night baseball. You know, it's always a rivalry when a New York team and a Philadelphia team get together.
I think for the most part we respected one another, but I think certainly we didn't like each other.
When I was wearing red and white pinstripes, I couldn't stand orange, black, and blue. I just couldn't.
The Mets.
It's crazy to think, with the might of the United States of America, that it took us 9 months, 8 months to... Okay.
It's based on proximity. There's a little bit of a big brother, little brother issue going on, I think.
It's always extra special, obviously. That rivalry was always electric atmosphere.
Even in our production meeting prior to, I remember someone making the point that this is the only show in town. And by that, I mean really the only major sporting event going on across the country. And that's not often the case.
An 0-2 count on the lead. On a swing and a foul tip held by Paulino. Lee strikes out, one down.
I don't remember this night because I was sleeping.
Game, we have monitors here, watching Twitter on the laptop, and the White House reporters that I follow, they started talking back and forth about the president has called a news conference.
Our news editor, Claire Smith, passed a note along at some point to me, POTUS news conference tonight. To me, honestly, you know, I'm locked in on what's going on in the field. I'm not even factoring in what this could mean.
And Young strikes him out as the Phillies leave the bases loaded here in the 7th inning. It was a one-run ball game. The tying run was on base, and Ryan Howard's coming up. But all of a sudden, you become aware of something else.
I looked down at my phone and I got a text from a buddy who always watched games, and he said they got Bin Laden.
I remember
Bobby nudged me with his elbow and showed me his phone. You know, this isn't in the play-by-play handbook. They don't tell you how to deal with this one.
There were rumors that Osama Bin Laden had been, you know, the United States had got him, and that they'd killed him.
Tom Archer, our producer, right away said, "We're trying to corroborate it. Don't say anything yet. We're preparing a statement." So you try to put it out of your mind for a second, and you keep calling the game. They've only got 2 hits in this game. They've got 3 hits in this game. Mayberry getting the wave. The throw from Bay, not in time, and the Phillies have tied it.
Obviously, I think baseball
when we
is
understood
very meaningless
what was happening and that
day.
this was less a rumor and more fact, we said we're going to bring the announcers on camera at the end of the 8th inning.
Ground ball to second, inning over. Some breaking news for those of you who have been with us on the ball game. ABC News is reporting that Osama Bin Laden has been killed.
And a presidential news conference is upcoming momentarily.
I think thereafter, we had our eyes open for when that bit of news was going to find its way into the 40,000 plus people who were at Citizens Bank Park.
At the very beginning of the 9th inning, my now wife, fiance at the time, just happened to be on her phone, I guess. It wasn't the most entertaining game for her.
On CNN, an article popped up about, it's not confirmed yet, but it looks like Bin Laden has been killed. And then, you know, I turned to my fiance and said, hey, look at this is something.
My friend next to me, she suddenly lets out a, oh my God, we killed Bin Laden. After that, it just, everything changed.
Got a chant of USA as the news goes through the crowd.
Do they know what's going on?
There were two events going on at once. One was a baseball game, and one is a hugely significant world event, which people, one by one...
I know I'm pausing a lot. I just want to say something. I love baseball. I love a lot of things, okay? We had the opportunity to do a lot of things because of how great our country is. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that. You get to appreciate little things like baseball.
Are finding out about around the ballpark.
Once the word was started to leak out, we were told to find people sharing cell phone information with people beside them, find people that were excited, jumping up and down. That night, it was pretty easy to find good shots.
That's when I decided to pull out my phone. It just kind of struck me as this is like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of moment.
Yeah.
There's no place in the world right now where there are more Americans gathered than in that ballpark. And they were all experiencing this rush of emotion simultaneously and spontaneously. The players, of course, had no idea what was going on.
Very rarely do you hear USA chants break out, you know, out of nowhere. So it's kind of just a bit of a state of confusion. Then you get locked in for your bag.
And I'm thinking, what national team's playing and who they playing and who they beat?
Was there a soccer game going on? I thought maybe there was a hockey game going on. I was confused, and it kind of took me off of what I was doing.
Just missed outside of the knees.
I'm sure these guys can feel the energy changing. They have to be able to.
Wright is running and steals it. Let's go down to field level with Wendy Nix. Wendy?
Well, Dan, you're exactly right. As word begins to filter through the ballpark about Osama Bin Laden, the players, at least in the Phillies dugout, are clearly unaware. They don't have the same devices that we have. I was directly adjacent to the Phillies dugout. They're looking at me, you know, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at their manager. And the obvious question, do you know what's going on?
And here comes the USA chant again.
I know I'm pausing a lot in this video. I do remember that morning when I did wake up. I had to get up super early. I remember exactly how I felt when I did hear the news. I can only imagine what these people felt. But yeah, wow. I do remember it. Very good.
We didn't know what was going on. We just knew something special happened. And you're in an out, but you're in an in. You're a part of it, but part of what?
Jason Bay is going to be the batter.
I got no idea what's going on, and I'm Canadian, and I'm thinking, I've been called a lot of things, especially in Philly, but you know, the USA thing, are they trying to getting under my skin.
2 on, 2 out. Bay, the batter, tied at 1 in the 9th inning. In the air to center field. Inning over.
Everybody's coming into the dugout, and we're all kind of looking at each other, and obviously the chants are still going, and we're sitting there going,
Remember
okay,
this guy, switch
what's
hitter.
happened here? And the trainer kind of breaks the news to all of us.
That's kind of how it spreads, is by that word of mouth. Obviously, no question, the baseball game becomes secondary to, the news and the president, addressing the country,
That's
a
the
few
most
minutes after
direct
that.
and honest thing I've heard this entire
The White
time.
House has just
For
announced
sure.
that the president will address the nation about 1 minute from now.
You can play baseball, you can love baseball, but come on. That's definitely secondary at this point.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama Bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. What we remembered right away was the chants that we started hearing outside the White House. And, my working assumption is that if people had gathered that quickly outside of the White House, chanting USA, USA, that across the country, the same thing was taking place.
And that's a strike away from victory.
14th inning.
Got him. The breaking ball to get him Mayberry, and finally the New York Mets hang on to beat the Phillies 2-1 tonight.
Here we are, a team from New York, a team from Philadelphia, rivals, playing one another, trying to knock each other's teeth out, but the game isn't that significant anymore.
Rivals in a
weird.
game.
Just being able to
Allowed to
high-five
be in a
and
game
hug Phillies
by this
fans and have
great
that common ground.
country.
Fans you're supposed to be enemies with. All of a sudden, it became a moment of celebration, a moment of pride.
For one night, it wasn't Philadelphia, New York, it was the United States of America coming together. That's something special.
That is something special. What I saw was Americans coming together when something significant happens, and it feels good. Okay, yeah, that was I remember waking up in the morning. I was definitely sleeping during most of that. I felt exactly what all these people in the stadium were feeling. We obviously don't want to talk about celebrating somebody's death, but if you are a person that kills a bunch of innocent people, it's kind of hard not to appreciate that you're no longer capable of doing that. So it was good to see Americans band together. It was good to see the USA chant. It was a good video. I mean, it's a reminder, sometimes we have to be reminded of things that make us who we are. And I'm glad I watched that video. Please recommend any other videos. I love the fact that I get to see stuff I haven't, seen before. And it brings back emotions. It brings back memories. And I'm thankful for that. So recommend something. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, all that good stuff. Like the video, leave a comment. Tell me what to watch next. But yeah, thank you.